Hello, everybody. Namaste to all of you. It's a great opportunity today. Today is a very special day, International Yoga Day. And this is the day when we actually going to celebrate the Indian culture tradition from our bottom of heart. This is a very auspicious day to celebrate, and worldwide it's celebrating in a greater way. It's a great opportunity to have Dr. Nandini Sharma, who is working as associate professor in a renowned college of Jaipur. She has done excel in curricular activities as well as co-curricular activities. She is associated with so many institutions who are working for health and well-being of peace. She has keen interest in yoga and doing yoga and practicing yoga since her childhood. She will give us information about basic asanas of yoga which can be done by beginners. So let's welcome Dr. Nandini Sharma, and with the cooperation of Web Platform for Dialogue, I welcome you all. On behalf of Web Platform for Dialogue, I am Dr. Swati Chakraborty, platform moderator and founder of Web Platform for Dialogue. Welcome on this auspicious day. To celebrate this day, starting with Dr. Nandini Sharma's lecture on how to do basic asanas of yoga, which would be beneficiary for your lifetime. Thank you so much, and I welcome Dr. Nandini ji. My question, the first one, what is the need for celebrating International Yoga Day, and how would you think it would be important for all over the world?
Okay, thank you, Swati ma'am. Thank you. Actually, International Yoga Day is very important as the time is going on. The need of this day is even increasing as International Yoga Day is observed every year on June 21 as mandated by the United Nations to highlight the importance of the practice of yoga. The day is marked to raise awareness of the many benefits of yoga as it continues to grow in popularity across the world and is practiced in its various forms. This year, as we say, the International Day of Yoga is putting its focus on well-being beyond the immediate impact on physical health. As we all know, that this year we are suffering from so much pandemic situation. So this year is being celebrated as well-being of individual year. So this day is being celebrated throughout the world annually since June 2015 with an objective to bring awareness about the health benefits of yoga and its several practices. The aim of this day is to educate people about the physical, mental, and spiritual benefits that can be derived by practicing yoga. I'll elaborate these all things in my presentation, which I'll start. So here I have made a small PPT on International Yoga Day. So before starting this, I should clear the meaning of yoga. What is actually the meaning of yoga? Yoga is essentially means that which brings you to reality. It means union, unite something. Union means it brings you to the ultimate reality with individual manifestation of life or surface bubbles in the process of creation. Right now, yoga means to move forward an experiential reality where one knows the ultimate nature of the existence, the way it is made. Or we can say that yoga is an ancient practice, as we all know that yoga is an ancient practice. It is running since thousands years. Our old monks and sadhus, sons, they used to do yoga, and by the yoga and meditation, they live so long, they live so healthy life. So yoga is an ancient practice that may have originated in India. It involves movement, meditation, and breathing techniques. Breathing techniques, when we talk about the a recent time of pandemic, then yoga is so much important because yoga is a thing through which we can improve our breathing techniques, improve our breathing systems to promote mental and physical well-being. Just to promote our mental and physical well-being, both the well-being are necessary. So there are many chakras in the yoga, but we'll discuss chakras later on. First, initially we need to think about few things about it. We need to read about few things about the International Yoga Day, that it was celebrated across the world with great enthusiasm on 21st June and all. This all we can know that this year of yoga is the logo of this year of yoga was yoga for well-being. As we all know that this year the pandemic is going on, and due to the pandemics, the main importance of yoga is on the well-being of individuals, well-being, outer well-being, internal well-being. Nowadays, as we all have seen that so many courses are going on in the world, so many spiritual things are going on, so many meditations courses are going on, just to keep individuals' well-being strong, just to keep their mental state strong. So yoga is an ancient practice that may have originated in India. We claim that yoga is from, or yoga is originated from India. It involves movement, meditation, and breathing techniques to promote mental and physical well-being. And there are so many chakras which we will study later on. So before it, I must say that Yoga Day is celebrating on 21st June, and the history of yoga is the word yoga come from the word yug, Y-U-J. Yug means union or to join. Yoga can be traced back to northern India over 5,000 years ago. Indian monks spread the knowledge of yoga in the West during the late 1890s. Modern yoga teaching becomes widely popular in the Western countries by the 1970s. So these are the things about the yoga, but we can say that few things are there, as there are many chakras of yoga, which because we are very limited, we have a limited time, and so it is not possible to study everything. So practice in India since 5th century, yoga has become beneficial in keeping the body and mind in sound health. A holistic approach yoga, when because holistic approach, when we talk about the yoga, when we think about the yoga, we keep our mind a thing that it is related to some holistic approach. So it is a holistic approach. Yoga targets all the different systems of the body and mind. And yoga consists of many asanas, and asanas make the body strong and flexible. As health improves, the mind too is renewed with confidence. The practice of pranayama, as since Baba Ramdev active in the era, then we are familiar to the pranayams more, all the Anulom Vilom and Kapalbhati and also pranayam regulates and purification of the internal system. Pranayam helps us to purify our internal system and the organs acting as a superior and also supplement to the asanas. Pranayam is a supplement to the main asanas. The energy that is generated in the body through these physical practices is then channeled into meditation or dhyan for stability, peace, and calm. So, all about when we call it in a short term that yoga is a way which come by calmness, through calmness, both the things. When we do yoga, relax our mind and keep our mind in dhyan position and keep our keep our mind's stability and peace, just to make the meditation proper, then the yoga implements. So importance of yoga in COVID-19 is very much important, as when we are suffering from COVID. So the main thing is a respiration system, main thing is, or stability of mind and our body and our immune system and all. So in COVID-19, yoga is even more important. So the next thing is This is just a thing. Importance of yoga. If we talk about the importance of yoga, yoga is an art of practicing. Yoga helps to controlling an individual's mind, body, and soul. So the main thing of yoga is an art of. If we regularly practice yoga, it is a thing through which we can control our mind, body, and soul. We ourselves can control our mind, body, and soul. So yoga helps to control mind, body, and soul. It brings together physical and mental discipline to achieve a peaceful body and mind. If we continue to do the yoga in the morning or in the evening, it helps us to achieve a peaceful body and mind, peaceful body system and mental system. So it helps to manage stress and anxiety and keeps us relaxing. It helps manage stress and anxiety when we get stressed or anxiety, when our anxiety level is high, so yoga plays an important role in that, that it helps to maintain our stress and anxiety level at balance. So it is also important when we are not well, we are stressed, our anxiety level is high, then yoga is very much important in that situation. So it also helps in increasing flexibility, muscle strength, and body tone. So it is outer way because yoga work from your outer side as well as inner side. When we talk about the outer side, it it strengthens our muscles, our body tone, it increases our flexibility, and many more things. So yoga, the importance of yoga is very much a large number, n number of importance are there of the yoga, but here we'll study about few asanas that are important in initial stage when we are starting doing yoga. So before that, I'll explain you Surya Namaskar. You must have heard the name Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar, I must say, मैं कहूंगी कि Surya Namaskar is a complete yoga. When you do Surya Namaskar, it works like a complete yoga. Many of my friends and my known are there who are doing Surya Namaskar regularly. Even they are doing 125 Surya Namaskar in a day, and they are so fit. So there is no universal law, as you know, but these are the way through which we can keep our body fit and calm and peaceful and anxiety free and all. So Surya Namaskar is a complete yoga. Sorry. Surya Namaskar is a complete yoga. Surya Namaskar is a way through which we can say that it is a combination of 12 exercises. And all the 12 exercises, when all the 12 exercises work, it work like a beautiful way of improving our health. The first one is the prayer pose, pranamasana. Pranamasana is a prayer pose when you just stand alone and you stand at the end of your mat, keep your feet together and distribute your weight on both feet equally. Open your chest and just relax your shoulders. Open your chest and just relax your shoulders. Breathe in and lift both your arms up from the sides. Exhale and bring your palms together in a prayer position in front of your chest. This is the first step, Namaskar step. This is the first step, Pramasana step. The second step is that is Hastha Uttanasana, raised arm pose, Hastha Uttanasana. In this position, you have to take your breathe and lift your arms up and back. You have to lift your arms up and back. Make sure that your biceps are close to your ears. Make sure that your biceps are closed. They should not be broad enough. They should be close to your ears. Make effort to stretch your whole body, starting from the heels up to the fingertips. So this is the second step when you raise your arms pose. The third one is hand to foot pose. Hand to foot pose. Hasta Padasana. Hasta Padasana is a pose when breathing out and bend body from your waist while keeping your spine straight. Exhale and completely bring your hands down to the floor besides your feet. So when you do this, this is your third exercise. This is called Hasta Padasana, hand to foot pose. When you are after the third pose, you will go to the fourth pose, that is Ashwa Sanchalasana. Ashwa Sanchalasana, that is Ashwa Sanchalasana. Ashwa Sanchalasana means in which you we can say it is equestrian pose. Equestrian pose, and breathe in and pull your right leg as far back as possible. Breathe and push your right leg as far as possible. Bring your right knee to the floor and slowly look up, and slowly try to look up. This is the third step. In fourth step, that is stick pose, Dandasana. Sorry, fifth step, that is stick pose, Dandasana. In Dandasana, breathe and take your left leg back. Breathe and take your left leg back. Bring your whole body in a straight line. Bring your whole body in a straight line. When you do this, your body will stretch and you will feel so much comfortable. In the next step, that is Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Bhujangasana has a very main significance in yoga. It has a important significance in yoga. In Bhujanganasana, Bhujanganasana, slide forward and raise your chest up into the cobra pose. You just lay on the line, just and slide forward and raise your chest up into the cobra pose. Keep your elbows bent and fixed in the pose. Keep your shoulders away from the ears. Slowly look up. This is the cobra pose. When you do this, you will feel so much relaxed from your stomach. You will feel so much relaxed from your stomach, and it will give you energy to do more and more. In the next, that is mountain pose, Parvatasana, mountain pose, in which breathe out and lift your hips as well as your tail bone up. Lift your hips as well as your breathe out and lift your hips as well as your tailbone up. Put your chest downwards to create an inverted V pose. So this will do, when you regularly do this, you will feel strengthen your legs. You will feel strengthen your legs. So this is the mountain pose. Next will be equestrian pose, Ashwa Sanchalasana. Ashwa Sanchalasana. Breathe in and bring your right foot forward in between the two hands. Bring your left knee down to the ground. Press your hips down and look up. This will improve your digestion system and breathe and bring you to the mainstream of life. Next one is hands to foot pose. Hands to foot pose, Hasta Padasana. Hasta Padasana, breathe out and bring your left foot forward. Listen, there is an important thing, that is breathing, breathe in and breathe out. So this is an important part. When you breathe in, your lungs enlarge. When you breathe out, your lungs become compact, they become squeezed. So it has an important role, that when we have to breathe in, when we have to breathe out. Sorry, breathe out and bring your left foot forward. Keep your palms on the ground. You can bend your knees if you feel some discomfort. If you feel some discomfort, then you can bend your knees also. So this is your 10th pose. Now the 11th pose is rest arm pose. Rest arm pose. Breathe in and roll your spine up. Breathe in and roll your spine up. Make your hands go up and bend backwards a little bit. Push your hips slightly outward. This is your raised arm pose. And the last one is standing mountain pose. Again, the first position when you start from where you have started. That is standing mountain pose. Exhale and first strengthen your body. Bring your arms down and be straight. That is Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar is an exercise which we can say that is a complete yoga. It have many benefits. Just it promotes weight loss. It helps build your strength. It improves your body flexibility. It tones your muscles. It regular your it 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 regular arises sorry it regularizes menstrual cycles and many more things. So it is important for every age group. So Surya Namaskar is an asana which is important for every age group of individual. So here I am explaining few asana, that is a few main five asana which are important for everyone. As Tadasana. Tadasana is a asana in which Tadasana is a main asana in which one have to stand straight and keep your one leg on another knee, keep your one leg on your another knee, keep your hands in Namaskar Mudra, or you can keep your hands straight up and make Namaskar pose. Both the things are okay if you are standing and keeping your hands in like this, or you can keep your hands like this. So both the asanas good. So Tadasana, it improves your blood circulation. It is a good asana for individual because it improves your blood circulation. It relieves stress, work on your stability and mobility. It enhances the functioning of the digestive system. You know, digestive system is an important thing because everyone, as we know, and it is saying that most of the uh, illness and most of the diseases come from the stomach. If your digestive system is not working well, then you cannot be good, you cannot hold a good health. So it improves your digestive system, improve your posture when you stand or sit. So Tadasana is important. This is the first asana which can be done by every new one who just have started yoga. The second one is Uttanasana. Uttanasana is very easy Uttanasana. In this asana, stand straight. You have to bend your body to your knee. Just bend your whole body to the knee and hold your heels with your hands and hold your heels with your hands. It improves your flexibility. It is not easy initially when you are doing, when you start doing, you will find that it is not an easy thing, but gradually when you do, you will find it is so easy because automatically your spine and your lower body system will improve your functioning. So it is asana in which relieves chronic back pains. It improves your blood circulation, lower stress level. It keeps your stress level low, strengthen your hamstrings, make you more flexible. So the maximum thing in this asana is flexibility. So it improves your flexibility. Next is Baddha Konasana. Baddha Konasana, we can say it is a butterfly asana. In our general word, we can say it is a butterfly asana. In We can say this is a butterfly position in which we have to sit on the floor, keep your both soles together, hold them by your hand and move your knee position up and down, in which you have to move your knee position up and down, up and down. It becomes, when you will do this, you will find stretch on your inner thighs and outer thighs. So it will improve your flexibility again. So it is a asana through which you can stimulate your urinary bladder system because most of the functioning of this asana on your lower body part. So it stimulates your urinary bladder system, manage your kidney problems, improve the functioning of your digestive system, deal with the menopause processes when it deals with the menopause processes of the women, relieves fatigue or any type of fatigue when you are feel very tired. You can do this, and it is a relaxing asana. So this is the third asana which you can do at home easily. The next one is Bhujangasana. Bhujangasana. We can say it is a cobra pose. Cobra pose. In this pose, you have to lay on your backward on the floor. Just lay on the back, lay on the floor with stomach down and hip up, and try to bend your upper body up. Try to bend your upper body up, and when you feel that your spine will stretch, there is a pressure on your spine. This will help you to remove your stiffness from the back. So deal with lower back stiffness, address spinal pain, to be final whatever the final spinal pain you have. It removes your spinal pain. It relieves your pressure from the shoulders and chest. It stretch and engage the abdomen area, improve flexibility, get rid of hunching problems, whatever these minimum problems. This is an asana. Bhujangasana has an important role, and Bhujangasana can remove many problems at a time. It looks, you when you see this, you may think that it is a tough pose, but when you do, it is a very easy pose. You can bend your body slowly, and you can bend your body at 160 degree, 180 degree, then 90 degree. So it is a good asana. Shavasana, it is a very good and easy asana, Shavasana. It is the asana when you just keep your body free. Don't do anything. If your hand want to be in this way, you just keep your hands in this way. Don't let move any organ of your body. It is asana which cure insomnia. It is a way, it is an asana through which you can cure your insomnia, deal with constipation, improve your concentration level, easy stress, and it can ease you by stress and anxiety, improve your mental health, rejuvenate your body, and many more things which can be done by the Shavasana. So Shavasana is also an important thing through which you can improve your health and body. Some other yogasana are there: headstand, Sharasana, Sarvangasana, Halasana, Matsyasana, Paschimottanasana, Bhujangasana, Shalabhasana, Dhanurasana, Ardhya Matsyasana, and many more. These are the asanas which can you do after your preliminary stage. When you starting your yoga by these 5 asanas, then you can do these all other asanas. These are few examples of these asanas which I just have mentioned. These are the examples. When you see this, you easily can understand that what will be the posture of your body when you do some specific asana. Now, there are maybe few benefits of yoga. There are few benefits of yoga as we have studied, and all the world is now all the world believe in yoga, and they all know the benefits of yoga. They believe in the benefits of yoga. So there are few benefits: is improve your flexibility, build muscle strength, perfects your posture. Some people have uh, a, a different type of posture. They stand by bending their back spine by in another way. So yoga is a way through which you can perfect your posture. This is a way. Next, protect your spine. It is a way. Yoga is a thing through which you can protect your spine. When you go in gym and other exercise, when you do, the maximum weight comes on your spine, and it can even harm to your spine. But when you yoga, in gym, you lift the weight, but in yoga, you lift the weight of your own body. When you lift the weight of your own body, it cannot harm you. So protect your spine, better your bone health, increase your blood flow. When you do yoga regularly, your blood flow will increase, boost immunity. In the pandemic time, when we are hearing everything, we are fighting with so many problems. Then the immunity is a word which is regularly we are listening, that how do we boost our immunity system. So yoga is the best tool through which you can boost your immunity, ups your heart rate. It is by yoga you can boost your heart rates, you can up your heart rates, drop your blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, you do yoga, you can drop your blood pressure, give you peace of mind, give you peace of mind. Yoga is a type of meditation. When you do yoga, you feel so relaxed and peace of mind, give you inner strength. Yoga is a way through which you will get the inner strength, makes you happier. When you do something for yourself, you will feel happy. Founds a healthy lifestyle. Yes, when you do regularly something for your body, for your health, you find it is a very healthy lifestyle. Lower body blood sugar, as it is proved by many of the people that by doing yoga, you can lower your blood sugar level, helps you focus. It is a way of meditation, so you improve your focus. So it is a way through which it can make you more focused to your works, relax your systems, improve your balance, maintains your nervous systems, helps you sleep deeper, boost your immune system functionality, digestive problem, it solves your digestive problem. So these are the benefits of yoga which you can do regularly. So at last I can say in a very okay, at last I can say that yoga is not a way through which we work on our body. It is a way through which we can work on mind, soul, inner body strength, our calmness, our immune system, and everywhere. So There is a saying the true yoga is not about the sharpen your body, but the shape of your life. It is not for shaping your body, it is for shape your life. Yoga is not to be performed, yoga is to be lived. So yoga is a way through which you can improve your lifestyle and your living standard. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nandini Sharma, for this wonderful presentation. And it's a great opportunity to hear and have the idea. For the beginners, it would be, I think, a wonderful start to have this entire session with Dr. Nandini's performance and presentation, particularly related with different asanas and how it's important in your life. Not only your physical body, but your mental soundness in nowadays with this pandemic. I think it's very important. So practicing yoga in your regular practice, if you are doing, I think will give you mental calmness, peace of mind that will impact in your long run. Whatever career you are opt for, I think Dr. Nandini's lecture and presentation would definitely give you chance to think little bit differently about yoga. I personally thank you so much on behalf of Web Platform for Dialogue to Dr. Nandini Jis, and I wish her all the best for upcoming days also. And we will definitely do some more collaborative work together in future. Thank you so much, and namaste to everybody.
Thank you so much.